Hey, welcome back. A little bit of a new lighting thing today. Hope you're all well. Bit of Cody Francis. I think I used him in the new video. Really cool voice. Some really good artists on Epidemic. If you haven't used them before and you need some sounds, they're really good. There's a link down below that'll help me out and help you out as well. Give that a crack. But it's amazing how many awesome singers, I don't know. And I think when you start going through and looking for music, I'm assuming it's the same on all the other ones, but on Epidemic, I often sit there and go, wow, there's just so many choices. It's where all these singers, all these people with just amazing voices, and I think I'm a big fan of singers, and when you hear like pure singers like Miley Cyrus and stuff like that, they've just got these amazing voices and are just insane. And you hear all these people that are just probably, I guess, unknowns and trying to start off, and just so many of them. Hopefully, I guess this leads to a bit of a break for them as well. I think that's probably why they probably don't get too much money out of it, but they may get their break one day down the road, which I guess everyone's trying to find their way to get through. So yeah, pretty cool. And he was pretty cool. I think I used all his songs on the Les Murdy Homecoming video because I thought he was pretty cool. So good to hear him on the Trending Now page of Epidemic. Pretty cool. Nice, Cody. Nice. Good on you, mate. Rightio. I got a bit more done. I'm pretty much done with the photos. They're done and dusted. I've just basically got to transfer them into the timeline on Prem Pro, start getting that pretty much together and start the video today. So I should get a fair bit done today. I'm going to smash a bit of Focus Legion Energy in and try and do a couple of hours worth of work this morning. I tried to do it when I got up in the afternoon after my run, but by the time I got up I was burnt. I had a good sleep though. I've been trying this rest and recover hot chocolate from Legion Energy before I go to bed when I want to have a sleep, and it actually does. I don't know if it's just mentally or not, or if it's one of those, what do they call it? When they give you basically give you nothing, but it still does the same effect. Placebo. I don't know if it's a placebo effect or not, but I've had some really good sleeps when I've had it. So if you are thinking about trying that for the recovery range, it actually tastes really good, the hot chocolate, and it even with water, and I've had a couple of really good sleeps, so I can't say it's not crap. It doesn't keep me awake, so I crashed out yesterday. I had it probably a little bit early. I think that was the problem, and I was sitting here, and I think my head hit the wall about twice there, and I said, right, that's enough, bedtime. So the joys of working two jobs. You get that? There's only so many 20-hour days you can do in a row before you need a little bit of a kick. All good. We'll get a bit more done today, so we're happy with how that's going. So we should be good by, I'm hopeful tomorrow I can get it finished up, pending any issues or anything I have. But it shouldn't be good. I've got a heap of photos there. It's trimming them down and then trying to get the one style. Some photos are looking good with one sort of style of look, and then the other photos don't look as good with that style, so I'm trying to work out which way I want to sort of lead it. Once it's in there, so I've sort of got to make that decision, and then that'll, I guess, let me fine tune down the last lot of photos. But I've pretty much edited them all, just going through and picking them now and picking the ones I want to use. So yes, now Olympus. We talked, I think, last week about the Olympus announcement, how they've been sold to JIP in Japan, how they must have been sold super cheap, but they're still going along. There's still business as usual for the guys. Let me just focus lost out. They've come out yesterday. I got an email yesterday afternoon, and I went on their website last night on the Smoko, and they have announced their development plan and a new lens roadmap, which is up on their site, on the US site. So pretty darn cool that they're still keen on that. They've got a new lens coming out that they announced as well during that. It's due for a winter 2020 release, so that'll be Christmas time, I guess, somewhere around there. It's 150 to 400 mil, f4.5, TC 1.25 XIS Pro. Now the 1.25x bit it's got a built-in teleconverter 1.25. Pretty easy to work that one out. It's one of the most easiest names I've got out of a lens. Normally half the stuff you have no idea what they mean. Even the Canon stuff is like what? But yeah, this is pretty easy. So it's got a built-in teleconverter 1.25. That extends it from max length from the 400 mil to 1000 at 35 mil equivalent. Now, once you do that, it reduces your max aperture to 5.6, but that's still not too bad. It's not going to be crystal clear, say like razor sharp in some points, but a 5.6, that's not too bad. It's still going to have a fair bit of fineness in there, so I don't think it'll be too bad. It sounds like a decent sort of a lens. Pretty cool that they've got that built in, and you can must be able to switch it on and off. And yeah, big lens, and yeah, I think that'll do pretty well actually. And it's more for I think that's probably more for the wildlife. Obviously, image stabilized. That's the IS in it, so I think it'll be a decent lens and it'll sell pretty well for the Olympus crew. They've also a new development one, or another new one's coming out, is an 8-25 f4.0 Pro lens and a macro as well. They didn't specify the specs on the macro, but said there's definitely one coming. But they should be all winter as well. Now, they also announced a bird subject detection being developed for the OMD M1X. I think that's a Pro top of the range camera. That's the one you can get free. I think we talked about it. You can get free if you buy the 3 Mizuko lenses. At the moment, they've got that special on. So with that one, which is basically a pro level sort of the Olympus version, it's going to be a firmware update again in winter. That's going to come out, so you'll just be able to update that and give you basically bird focus. I'm assuming that's to really pick up their small eyes, and that's not like a cat or a dog where you got a big eye. Something similar to our size. You're talking about really tiny details to find, so something different. I haven't heard of that from anyone else. You've heard about animal eye or animal detect and eye detect, but nothing like specific as such as bird focus or bird eye focus. So that was pretty cool, I thought. And also another one, which for a company that's just been sold off, they've got a ton of stuff coming out. Not crap, it's probably really good. They do it. They do make a really nice camera, and probably one of the best stabilized and weather sealed camera systems you can get, which is amazing. I think some of these other companies should have go in and buy them off Jip and get that technology to put into their own gear. Someone like Canon, or Canon's got a good stuff with their 1X range, but like filter that down, or even what some of the other ones like, you've got Panasonic and all that. Someone else could definitely use some of these guys' technology. They got some really good stuff in there. Now they also announced that webcam. So Canon's done it. I think there was who was the other one? Canon's done it, and now these guys have done it. So you can use their cameras. Pretty much, I think it's most of their range. Same sort of thing. Again, it's only for Windows to start with. I'm assuming they'll go to Mac down the road, like Canon did. They started with the Windows and pushed it over to the Mac side as well. So if you do have an Olympus, you'll be able to use it for a webcam, just dual purpose, and another sort of a tribute to add to it, which is pretty darn good. Right, Samsung. Huge news out of Samsung. Russia, someone had a bit of a boo-boo, and they have released, put up on their website in Russia, on Samsung's website, the Note 20, the brand new one. Pics of that put up there. It's basically looks everything that the rumours were sort of talking about, so it seems pretty legit. It was then pulled down and that was blocked. I did confirm this. I went over to check on it, and it definitely has been shut down, that page. They'd put it up in the Note 10 area, I think think it was in the Note 10 area, and now its page is expired, sort of thing. So the picture's all out there on the web. It looks pretty darn really, really neat package. It just looks really like a refined, classy bit of tech. Doesn't look cheap and plasticky. Looks like looks sort of aluminium sort of a base, and really nice colours. I think it's like a bronzy gold sort of a colour. It's got a picture of the stylus there. The camera setup even looks a little bit funky and pretty groovy. So look, that's all locked and loaded. The release will be on the 22nd of July, so we'll get to see it all again anyway, but basically everyone's now seen the photos of it, so it's all happening. But I'm sure someone's going to get in a little bit of trouble in Russia. Probably end up in the gulag or somewhere for that little error. Quite unfortunate. Also, new Galaxy Watch is going to be released on the 22nd. There's photos of that up as well. And also Samsung's dropped a new SSD range, the 870 QVO. I'm not sure exactly. I didn't have a chance to get in and have a quick look at that. I'm assuming that's like a desktop hard drive setup. Looked pretty good. Goes all the way up to 8 terabytes. The 1 terabyte starts at 130 US, which is pretty cheap for an SSD. Again, not 100. I didn't get a chance to go in and have a look at that, confirm speeds and specs like that. But I'm sure if you get over to the website, all the details will be on there. You'll be able to check it out. I'll probably check that out today as well. Now that's going to be available in August. I think they had a price up to the 4 terabyte. They don't have the price confirmed for the 8 terabyte as yet. But they're all going to be available next month in August. So yeah, look, if you're looking for a new SSD hard drive, it's the way it's going. This looks like the price points drop down, and you're going to get that quality. So, and Samsung's got a really good name with their current little T5 and T7 ones they're doing. So I'm sure it's definitely some good quality in there. Rightio, huge news over from Huawei Huawei and ZTE have now been designated by National Security, or the FCC in America, as a national security risk. Wow. Obviously, this is developed over a long period. It's nothing new. They've been put on lists and all the stuff. It started part of the trade war with Trump and China. Well, now Huawei has basically been designated a security risk. So obviously there's something in there that the FCC has said, well, look, this is really, really concerning. They can get access to get your information and stuff with the hardware for whatever reason, which is not good. That basically means that anyone that wants to use their 5G technology or any of their technology won't be able to do it and get any sort of government help, assistance for their business. They'll basically lose all assistance. Now I think they said there's like an $8 billion program which helps companies, like benefits or whatever, that like tax breaks or whatever, that help companies out. If you're one of these companies, you're now not going to have access to that if you're going to use anything from ZTE or Huawei. So huge ramifications, I guess, and especially for Huawei and then ZTE, if that cuts out a massive market. And then you go on and you get stuff as well as like that. You get a similar sort of situation with India. If you haven't heard, India has banned TikTok. So they've basically cut 1.5 billion people out of the TikTok equation. Excuse me. Obviously, a lot of TikTokers or people that make a bit of money out of TikTok in India have just lost their job or their business. A bit dry there, sorry about that. So yeah, that was huge news as well. China, India, massive tensions going on over there. TikTok is owned by a Chinese company, I believe, and there's one of the other companies, a heap of apps that have also been banned along with TikTok in India. again, is owned by, I think, Tencent, one of the big Chinese gaming app companies. So India, China, really, really, really not friends at the moment. They're definitely not talking, and definitely not good at all. So Huawei's copping it, TikTok's copping it. That's a massive loss to your business. You can imagine, if you, especially how big it is at the moment, it's pretty much the biggest social media platform on the planet. Now you've lost 1.5 billion faces to put on there, and accounts all gone. So yeah, pretty wild things happening. 2020 is not holding back one bit. And then last but not least, over at Snazzy Labs, sorry, my apologies, he was talking about touchscreen apps for the ARM Macs. Obviously, previously Apple had said that they're not going to do Macs with touchscreens. Ain't going to happen. In big no letters on the big screen. He went through all that. It's a pretty interesting sort of a video, so go check it out over on his channel. But he's saying he's going through all these apps, and basically once they natively come in with ISO 14, and once the ARM's in, a lot of these apps that are going to be available, that are going to swap over, they just don't work without touch ability. The apps are going to basically be crap without that ability. So he's thinking Apple's not going to have all these hundreds of thousands of apps be available to put on a computer and then have a crap experience. So he's like, I know they've said it, and that's what he's saying. He knows they've said no, it's not going to happen. Obviously things change. The way we operate, the way the iPads come along, and what the iPad is now, that's obviously changed. So even from a couple of years ago when they were making these announcements saying it ain't going to happen, well, obviously the iPad in this last 12 months has come leaps and bounds and changed that perception. So I think we might. I think he's pretty right in what he was saying. I think he's accurate in it might not be this year, it may be next year or the year after. But I think you're eventually going to need, especially with the ARM chips in there, I think you're going to see that we're going to have to get a touchscreen Mac. It's only way these apps are going to really work, because a lot of them, and a lot of popular apps as well, that use like finger touches and that, you just can't use unless you hold down a button and use the mouse. It just doesn't work. It's got no feel. So I think it's pretty accurate in that regards. So we will probably be getting a touchscreen Mac in the near future. So yeah, good on you, Snazzy. That was it's actually a really interesting video, and he has a lot of really good points, and it's a really well thought out idea, and I think he's pretty accurate in it. So yeah, it was pretty cool. I was really a good watch. Anyway, that's it. That's all I've got. There wasn't a real lot out there for a Thursday night, Friday. We'll probably get a bit more tonight. Generally, obviously, we're sort of a day ahead, and then there'll be a big run through tonight, but that'll be all come out on Monday, and I'll see you all again then. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. I'm going to try and get this video up. Don't forget, definitely this weekend I should have no dramas. I can't see too many issues with getting it up. It's a pretty cool one. One of those rare spots that you're probably never going to see apart from on my channel, which is pretty darn cool. I'm very appreciative of that fact. Rightio, have a great weekend, stay safe, have fun with your friends and family, and I'll see you all again Monday. Sounds good. Okie doke, catch you on the flip side, stay safe, and whether you're going that way, I'll see you on Monday. Peace.